Katie and Tyler worked together to prepare a meal at a soup kitchen in 2 6/7 hours. Working alone, it would take Katie 6 more hours than it would take Tyler. How long would it take each of them to complete the meal working alone? So I'll start by letting the time it takes Tyler alone be X. And then because it takes Katie 6 more hours alone, then Katie will be X plus 6. So when I'm finished solving for X, I'll be able to find the time it takes Tyler and the time it takes Katie. So it's helpful in these work problems to start with a chart. For example, if they were working only 1 hour, then I could start a pattern. If I want to see what fraction of the job that Katie would get done in 1 hour, then because it takes her X plus 6 hours, then she gets one job done every X plus 6 hours. Or you can look at this as the fraction of the job finished. So Katie gets 1 over X plus 6 portion of the job done in 1 hour. And Tyler then, if it takes him X hours, then he gets 1 over X portion of the job done. So together then they would get 1 over X plus 6, that's her part of the job, and then Tyler would get 1 over X portion done. They didn't just work for 1 hour, they worked for 2 6/7 hours. So I really need to put that value here, but since I'm going to be multiplying, I'll go ahead and turn this to an improper fraction. So that would be 2 times 7 is 14 plus 6, so that gives me 27 hours. So that's the real time that they'll be working. So if she works 1 X plus 6 part of the job per hour, then that's the fraction she gets done in 1 hour, then I need to take the 27ths and multiply it by that. So that's the complete part of the job she'll get done in this much time. And the same thing with Tyler then. He'll get 27ths times 1 over X, part of the job done in this amount of time. So together then, we'll have our 27ths 1 over X plus 6, which is the part of the job that Katie gets done, plus 27ths 1 over X is the part Tyler gets done. So together, they should get 1 job done. So I'll go ahead and create an equation then. 27ths times 1 over X plus 6 is the part Katie gets done. I'll leave myself some room here because I'm going to have to wipe out or get rid of my fractions. And then Tyler will get 27ths times 1 over X, part of the job done. But together, they'll get 1 job done. So this is the equation I'm going to start with. And since you see the variables are in the denominator, I need to bring those up by multiplying everybody by the lowest common denominator. So the lowest common denominator then is 7. And then X and X plus 6 are both prime, and they don't have any factors in common, so they're relatively prime. So I will need an X and also an X plus 6. So I'll multiply this first one by 7x, x plus 6. It's over 1. I'll multiply the second one by 7x, x plus 6. And it's over 1. And then I'll multiply this one also by 7x, x plus 6. I'm multiplying both sides by the same thing, so it keeps my new equation equivalent to the old equation. Now what's going to happen in the first one is the 7 will cancel and the x plus 6 will cancel, leaving me with just the 20 and the x. So I have 20x plus, in this second one, we have the 7 cancels and the x cancels. So that leaves me with 20 times x plus 6. And then on the right-hand side, nothing cancels. So I still have a 7x and an x plus 6. So this equation is equivalent to the previous one, but now I don't have fractions, and more importantly, I don't have my variables in the denominator. So simplifying both sides, I'll get 20x plus 20x plus, distributing my 20, I'll get 120 Now distributing the 7x, I'll get 7x squared plus 42x. And now I'm going to continue this problem on the next page. So we left off at 20x plus 20x plus 120 equals 7x squared plus 42x. And so I'll keep simplifying because I have like terms on this side. So I have 40x plus 120. And I can't simplify any further on the right-hand side. So now we see that we have a polynomial. So what I really need to do at this point is to put 0 on this side, so I'll have to subtract 40x from both sides. So I start with my 7x squared, and this will leave me with just positive 2x's, and then I'll subtract 120 from both sides. So I'll have my negative 120. Now I need to factor this, and I ended up using trial and error. 7x squared was 7x and x. 120 ended up being 30 and 4. And the outsides give me a 28. The insides give me 30. So to get a positive 2, I need a negative 28 and a positive 30, which also gives me my negative 120. So the first factor would give me a negative answer of negative 30 over 7. But remember, x stood for the time that it would take Tyler alone. And so it can't be negative. So I'll go ahead and solve the second factor. So x would be 4. Now that makes more sense. Therefore, it takes Tyler 4 hours, and then Katie 6 more than Tyler, so it takes Katie 10 hours alone.